Hello Internet! Welcome to Game 3 of the best of 3 with CYBERTRON. Now, we won Game 1, and we had Game 2 in the clutches of our hands. Basically, he needed a first turn wake to win the game, and he got it. So, good. It means we've got a third game. It means we can play another game, which is, good fun, isn't it? But last game, a little bit frustrated not to win that second game because I really did have it in the grasp of my hand. He led very badly against me, and my Kyurem had a really clutch survival on his Ferrothorn's Gyro Ball as well, so I thought I had that game won, honestly. So, we're going to try and not let that affect my decision making in this third game. But we have got a lot of mind games here. I have led Sableye Kyurem in both of the last two games. The first game we won. The second game, I don't think he was expecting the Kyurem to lead again, and it worked out really well for us. So, I'm sort of expecting him to now expect me to lead with Kyurem again, and now I think he'll lead with his Ferrothorn. So, we'll just wait until he's until he's ready to get into this third game. And here we go. And let's see how we go. So, if he does lead with Ferrothorn, I do think he will lead with Ferrothorn here. How best can we counteract that? I mean, my Kyurem does have Fusion Flare, the fire move, and he doesn't have any Kyogres, so it would be a free Fusion Flare. If I faint. Yeah, faint for a free Fusion Flare. Words. But then I'd be stuck into a useless move, really. Fusion Flare isn't a good move to be stuck into, but how are we going to go about this? Well, we do want to lead with Sableye. See, I can almost guarantee that Ferrothorn's going to lead here. And we do know it has got leftovers. So I could go with Gengar. So I'm thinking about leading Gengar here. But I don't think I'm going to. Just because I think we'll go, like, the last two games have gone well for us, even though we did lose one of them. So I think these four are probably the best. I'm just thinking maybe not leading Gengar, because if he leads with Ferrothorn and Groudon, or Ferrothorn and Mewtwo, or Ferrothorn and Landorus even, then he can get a knockout on my Gengar. Like, I've got to target one of them. Like, the Ferrothorn could Gyro Ball the Gengar, or, and I don't really want to give up Gengar that easily. So we're going to go with Kyurem, but I do think he'll lead with Ferrothorn here. Yeah, I could guarantee that, really. Now, somehow, the Ferrothorn didn't knock out my Kyurem in one hit last game. I'm still expecting that it will one-shot my Kyurem this game. But I'm going to go for a feint on the Salamence, and ooh, I could go for a Gravity Blizzard, because that's putting chip damage onto the Ferrothorn, which would be nice, because I think a +2 Precipice Blades won't knock it out. But the Salamence could protect here, in which case an Ice Beam, bam. Nothing wants to switch into an Ice Beam, so I am going to go for the feint Ice Beam here onto the Salamence. I think the Salamence will switch, but the Salamence, if it stays in, then I'm happy. I'll trade my Kyurem for a Salamence. So yeah, I don't think he will have brought his... Well, obviously he won't have brought his Gengar, because he's brought Salamence. Gengar didn't really do too much. I kind of read into what he was doing game 1 with it. Salamence was the undoing of us in the last game. It was asleep. He woke up straight away and knocked us out. So I would be happy to see the back of that Salamence. But I think he will switch it out here. He knows I've got Feint. I've used it in this best of 3. And like, he probably knows that I don't have to Gravity here as well, which makes the Feint play even more probable. But if he does switch a Groudon in, then it's going to do like a good 50. Ooh! He anticipated a switch there from my Kyurem. Yeah, so like, he's probably like going to watch this back and think, oh, why didn't you switch the Kyurem out? Why wasn't he threatened by the Gyro Ball? Well, I was threatened by the Gyro Ball, but I was happy to trade my Kyurem for the Salamence, because the Salamence was actually the issue here, like in the last game. So I was happy to do that trade. Yeah, he's losing his Salamence here, which is fantastic. Yeah, I was happy to do that trade. As well, I mean, my Kyurem did survive the Gyro Ball in the last game as well, so we do know there was a chance that it would survive. I wasn't banking on that survival chance, because I did survive only on 2 HP, so I think it was a low roll for him last game. But yeah. But, you know, there was that as well, so now he's bringing his Ferrothorn back in. So now I'm pretty sure he will just be going for a Gyro Ball on my Kyurem. He's not going to mess around here. I haven't set up Gravity yet, which I think I need to this turn, because I've got Whimsicott in the back. Whimsicott is almost useless without without the Gravity. And we are going to go for an Ice Beam here onto the Ferrothorn. He might protect the Groudon, because he knows that I need the chip damage onto it, but I do need the chip damage onto the Ferrothorn as well. I don't know. I don't think he'll protect the Groudon, but if he's going to protect any, I think there's a more chance he will, the Groudon. Obviously, it'd be nice to Blizzard here, but the Scarf did allow us to, you know, knock out that Salamence. So Scarf still seeming like a useful item here. And getting this Gravity turn 2 as well means that Gravity is sticking around a little bit longer. Yeah, so ooh, he did protect the Groudon. Yeah, if he was going to protect one of them, I thought the most likely one was the Groudon, because, like I said, he knows that I need the chip damage onto it to put it into Precipice Blade's range. So, yeah, I'm just Ice Beaming the Ferrothorn, just because I do need the chip damage onto that as well. We'll see if this Gyro Ball, I'm expecting it to. It doesn't! Wow! This Ferrothorn, you've not been eating your spinach, have you? Wow. Okay. Well, we're in a decent position again, and we have knocked out the Salamence, which was the problem last game. Has he got Mewtwo in the back? Or has he got Landorus in the back? See, I'm not switching my Kyurem out here. I don't want my Groudon to take a Precipice Blade. I don't want my Whimsicott Slash being broken here either. So, the Groudon did just protect. So, I don't think he'd go for a double protect. So I'm going to taunt the Ferrothorn here, just because I don't want it to be able to protect, and I don't want it to mess around with Leech Seed and stuff as well. And just go for an Ice Beam here onto the Groudon. Yeah, that is definitely enough chip damage. Will Sableye survive this turn? It's probably going to go for a power up. I don't think it'll even survive a Gyro Ball at this range. Sableye is pretty slow, but... Ooh, he did try and Leech Seed. So he was trying to get some recovery there. Good. Right. Well, decisions. I can bring Groudon in, and obviously, like, I threaten his Groudon, but I think he's got the Landorus in the back. I do think he's got Landorus in the back. And like a Power Whip, and like a Power Whip from his Ferrothorn will put it into Earthquake range. So, I think I'm going to bring Whimsicott in here. He might protect his Groudon and Gyro Ball my Whimsicott. So I'm switching Sableye out to Groudon. This is a really readable play here, though. The Grass Whistle. Like, I could Grass Whistle the Ferrothorn. Like, that would be a big read. No, I don't think he's going to protect his Groudon, just because I can Encore it the next turn. It's just that if he protects, he breaks my Sash, then he switches the Groudon out, and I can't knock out his Ferrothorn. So that play still is open to him. I think I'll Grass Whistle the Ferrothorn, just because my Groudon can survive a Precipice Blades. I'm hoping his Groudon's going to protect you. This is a read. It might be a wrong read. Good. Fantastic. We got that one. Yeah. Do I hit my Grass Whistle? Yes. Good. So, yeah. That was risky, but he was expecting to be able to protect on my Grass Whistle, and then break my Sash, and then he would be able to withdraw his Groudon so that he didn't get Encored into his Landorus, which is what I'm expecting he's got in the back. And then my Groudon, because it's not a +2 at this point, it wouldn't be able to threaten his Ferrothorn, and it would allow him to do all of that, basically. So I'm going to go for a Swords Dance here, and now I'm going to go for a Grass Whistle onto the Groudon. So that was a big turn, actually. I'm sort of expecting his Groudon to switch out here, but if it does, the Landorus has got a guaranteed sleep turn the next turn. So if I hit my Grass Whistle, this 91% accurate move in Gravity, either way, whatever I put to sleep, I think I'm going to be in a good position. If he leaves his Groudon in, which he does, and I hit, and I get up to +2, he could bring in his Landorus next turn to intimidate my Groudon, and that would allow his Ferrothorn to survive 2 +1 Precipice Blades. We'll see if his Ferrothorn wakes up here, though. It doesn't. Okay, good. Is Gravity going to end? Let's pay attention to this. I think it's either going to end this turn or the turn after. Yeah, because we Gravity turn 2, we've got one more turn of Gravity left, so the Landorus isn't a free switch in. Like, it's not going to appreciate a +1 Precipice Blades after the Intimidate. Whimsicott, though. What do you want to do? Like, a +1 Precipice Blades and a Moonblast might knock out the Landorus. A +2 Precipice Blades, that will be close on his Ferrothorn. But I think that he's got to switch his Groudon out here. Like, I'm thinking my other play is going for an Encore onto his Ferrothorn. The last thing he tried to do was Leech Seed, but that wasn't his last successful move. So I'm not too sure how that would play out. I don't know, I think he's going to switch his Groudon into the Landorus though, so yeah, I'm going to Precipice Blades and go for the Moonblast onto his Groudon. He might be sacrificing his Groudon here, yeah, in which he is. So maybe I should have, okay. Maybe I should have, well, I was going to say maybe I should have gone for the Moonblast and Precipice Blades just to make sure the Ferrothorn is in +2 Precipice Blades range. But he protected there, so like that turn was his 50-50. He woke up that turn and went for Protect. Obviously I can Encore it next turn. And I'm thinking that that is out of +2 Precipice Blades range now. Gravity ends here too. But if he locks himself into Earthquake, then he's going to be hitting his own Ferrothorn here. So maybe he's got to lock himself into Rock Slide and hope for some flinches. I'm going to Rock Tomb the Landorus and Encore the Ferrothorn. Because even if he does go for an Earthquake, my Groudon should survive. Even if it's banded, it should survive. think. If it knocks my Groudon out, then I've just made a terrible move. If the Earthquake does knock out my Groudon, I should be protecting it and trying to Grass Whistle Landorus here, I think. But, again, if he does go for Earthquake, he will be hitting his own Ferrothorn. But my Whimsicott won't... I don't know, I think it might even be a 2-hit KO. So, I don't know. This is tough. This is really tough. We've had some really close games, actually. They've been quite exciting. So I hope you've enjoyed watching these. It's been pretty good, actually. He might, or I don't know, he might try and go for a double protect, an Earthquake. That might be his only play. Okay, so we didn't try and double protect. Is he rock sliding? He's earthquaking. And that knocks my Groudon out in one hit with a critical hit. Oh dear. Okay. So I'm just going to calculate that. I'm curious. So yes, he earthquaked himself. So yeah, just bear with me for a moment. Landorus, Therian against Groudon. My spread, which is that and that. Earthquake. Choice band. It does 86.3 to 100. I'll put Sableye out. To 102.2%. That Earthquake had a 12.5% chance to knock out my Landorus. A 12.5% chance. Without the critical hit. The critical hit, I think, has given him this game. The Ferrothorn can protect this turn. So I'll feint the Ferrothorn. And Moonblast the Landorus. The game isn't entirely over, but I think it is here. I need to hope he gets a critical hit on his own Ferrothorn here and knocks it out, and then I hit some Grass Whistles. And that is a 3-hit KO. Damn. Okay. Ferrothorn survived that. And its Encore will be ending soonish as well. Do I go for a Grass Whistle? I think I've got to, but like at this point, if I go for a Grass Whistle and a hit, then he's not knocking out his own Ferrothorn. Like, okay, so I'm going to protect this turn. His Ferrothorn protected successfully last turn, and I fainted through it, so I don't think he can protect this turn. So I'm going to just protect my Whimsicott. Hope that his Ferrothorn doesn't get a double protect here, and he knocks out his own Ferrothorn. But he gets a double protect. It does work like that, doesn't it? He protected, I fainted through it, and yeah, I've been unlucky here. Oh dear. Yeah, the game's over now. I suppose I need a double protect. If I get a double protect and he knocks out his Ferrothorn, then the game is not over, but I don't. Okay. he did try and go for the triple protect there. So let's just run down what happened. His Ferrothorn protected, and I fainted through it, and he hit himself with the Earthquake. Last critical hit there, just to rub salt into the wounds. Because that was a successful protect, even though I fainted through it, he can't protect successfully the next turn, 100%. So the turn he went there for the protect, and it allowed him to survive his own Earthquake, that was a double protect. So not only did he need really that critical hit on my Groudon, he needed that critical hit there to really allow me to not win, not have any chance of winning at the end there. Because if he didn't get the double protect, if he, like, I protected my Whimsicott and he knocked out his own Ferrothorn, which is what should have happened, I would have had the option to try and go for a Moonblast, critical hit on his Landorus, or go for a Grass Whistle, which is what I would have done. If I'd hit the Grass Whistle, next turn I would have Moonblasted. If he got a first turn Wake, he would have won the game. If he didn't get the first turn Wake, then I would have won the game as well. So, so game 1 we won. Game 2 he got a first turn Wake to win. Game 3 he got pretty lucky with the critical hit on my Groudon and the double protect on his Ferrothorn, just to choke out any chance I had there to win as well. So I feel a little bit hard done by, but I can't complain that much because they have been fun games. So thanks a lot, guys. Thank you to Aaron for you know, giving me the time of day to you know, do these games with me. They have been quite entertaining. So thanks a lot, guys, and please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and goodbye for now. Thank you.